Hi guys, today I have an empties video for you. I feel like I've been piling up so many empties in the last few weeks, so I've sort of been wanting to do this video for a while because I just feel like I've got quite a lot to get through, so hopefully it's going to be a good one. So basically, if you haven't seen the empties video before, I'm just going to show you the products that I've used up and tell you whether or not I would repurchase them and what I thought, kind of a mini review. So I'm just going to get started with the product. Just on the top here I have this shampoo, which is the Tommyguns Pomegranate and Orange Flower Shampoo. And I talked about this in my August favourites video, so I'll link that below if you haven't seen it. And I really liked this. I used it up pretty quickly. It's a really good sort of daily shampoo, or just sort of a light cleanse. It's not really like a deep cleanse or anything. I talked about it more in my favourites video, but I do really like this. And I may repurchase it. I purchased a conditioner from the same brand, which I don't love as much, but I might get the shampoo again in the future. You can get it on Birchbox, so I like using my points for this kind of thing because it's £5, so it's not super cheap, but it's not really expensive, so it's a good thing to sort of use your points on. But yeah, I really liked this. It smells so good. I also used up one of my favourite deodorants, which has been in many empties videos before, and it's the Dove Cucumber and Green Tea Scent deodorant. I'll always repurchase this. I really love it. I actually purchased a different one, I think the pomegranate one. I thought I'd try that out, but yeah, I loved the Dove Go Fresh deodorant. Just got another pack of baby wipes, which I use every single day. I've got another deodorant actually. This is from Repurchase, and it's the Organic White Lotus and Yee Ren deodorant. I got this in a Birchbox, I think, and it was okay. I sort of used it up, but I won't repurchase it. It's nothing really special, but it was alright. I didn't really love the scent, so that's probably why I won't repurchase it. I've got a Batiste dry shampoo. It's the dark and deep brown one, and this is one of my favourite dry shampoos. I have another Batiste one I'm using now, which is the floral one, which I don't like as much. I don't really like the smell of it, but yeah, I really like this one. I like the colour. I'm not sure if I prefer with colour or no colour. I haven't decided yet, but yeah, I do like this one, and I probably will repurchase it at some point. I finished up another Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade 15. I think this is maybe like my third or fourth one that I've gone through. This is definitely like the concealer that I've gone through the most, and I do really like it. I sort of want to try out some different drugstore concealers now because I've tried this one so many times. I do actually already have another tube of this, but in the shade 20, but 15 is really good to sort of highlight my face and go under the eyes. It's just kind of a pink tone concealer, so it just helps to brighten up, and I really like the consistency of this concealer. It's definitely one of my favourites. It's like sort of a medium coverage, and it gets the job done on an average day. If it's sort of just average concealing, I really like this, and I reach for it a lot. And yeah, like I said, this is I think my third tube that I've gone through, so yeah. I finished up this Taylor Swift Wonderstruck perfume, and it's kind of annoying because it's actually a bit left, like up to here, but the little tube doesn't like go all the way to the bottom, so I can't like get the product. I don't know if there's a way that I could get it out. I really like this perfume. I love the scent of it, and I'm really fussy with perfumes, and I kind of bought this on a whim because I'm like a really big Taylor Swift fan, so I thought I'd try her perfume. But I do really like the scent, but I don't find that it lasts very long, so yeah, that's a bit of a shame, but I do really like the smell of it, so I probably won't repurchase it just because it doesn't last on me at all, so it's a bit of a waste really, but it is a really nice scent, so yeah, I used that up though. I finished up this sample of the Elizabeth Arden 8-hour cream. This is the hand treatment, so it's just the hand cream rather than the normal 8-hour cream. And I actually really like this. This is definitely more of an intensive hand cream, not like sort of the everyday one you just throw in your bag. But it's a really good one, I think especially at night time. If you apply this before you go to sleep, it will sort of work in overnight. I do use it during the day as well, but it's just sort of a thicker consistency and takes a bit more time to sort of sink into the skin. But I do really like it. I'd maybe think about repurchasing this, but it probably is quite expensive. I got this in sort of a little kit, but I do really like this actually, so maybe in the future. I used up my Whish body butter, which I think has been in a favourites video. I think in my July favourites. This is the Lavender body butter, and I just love the smell of it. It's so good. It's not like overly lavendery, but it's just sort of the perfect amount because I'm not a big fan of lavender anyway, but I really liked this, and I used it up so quickly, and I do not go through body butters quickly. I know it's only a little sample, but still for me to go through it sort of in less than a month is pretty crazy. So yeah, I really was a fan of this. And again, it might be something that I repurchase from the Birchbox website, so maybe in the future with some points or something. I've got a couple of Earle bits. I've got 2 sample sizes of the Cleanse and Polish Hot Cloth Cleanser. And this is another thing that's been in Empties videos before. I really love this stuff. It's a cleanser I always go back to. I use it usually as my sort of second cleanse, so I take off all my makeup with like a cleansing oil or some sort of makeup remover or something, and then I go in with this after, and I use this in the morning as well sometimes. But I find that this is one of the sort of most gentle but effective face cleansers that I've ever tried, and I just love that it's in a cream. It's so easy to use. I just find this is just my favourite cleanser that I always go back to. We've always got samples and full sizes lying around the house, so I just use whatever's close by, but yeah, I've gone through 2 of these, so that's pretty good. And then I also finished up the Skin Repair Moisturiser. This is for dry sensitive skin, and I've gone through a couple of these before. And this isn't my favourite moisturiser, but I do like it. Again, like I said, they're usually just around my house because my mum uses it, so I probably will use this again. I don't really buy it myself. I probably wouldn't buy this myself. I'd definitely buy the cleanser and the toner, but moisturiser I found better things out there. I also used up the Soap & Glory Glad Hair Day Amazing Shine Conditioner, which is just a small sample again, which I quite liked. It's a good sort of daily conditioner, but I do like this and I would probably repurchase it as well. I like the little travel size. I've just been trying to use up my sort of samples. So I've got quite a few sample bits in this video, and this smells amazing. It smells so good. Soap & Glory skincare and like hair care stuff always smells amazing. I've actually got quite a few makeup bits in here, so I might try and go through some of those now. I finally finished up my Bourjois Healthy Mix Serum Foundation in 53. I seriously scraped this thing clean. There's still some in there, but I thought it was time. I've sort of been hanging on to this one, but I kind of miss it. Yeah, I'm kind of missing my light coverage bases, so I might repurchase this one. I shouldn't really go back to scraping this, should I? Not the most long lasting, but smells really good, and yeah, it's just one of my favourites, and I really like the shade of it. I've talked about this so much, so I won't go on about it, but yeah, I kind of miss it, and I think I probably will repurchase this at some point. I've got this tube of mascara which doesn't have a wand because I actually cleaned the wand, and I've been using it to sort of comb through my lashes between mascara coats and my brows and doing stuff like that. But this is the L'Oreal Voluminous Extra Black Mascara, and I really liked this actually. For a non-waterproof mascara, it's quite good at holding a curl, and I would maybe repurchase this one. It's not the best mascara I've ever used, so I don't know, I probably won't repurchase it soon, but I did like it. It doesn't really clump or anything, and it is really black, so if you want a really black mascara, this is sort of one you can go for. I've got this Maybelline Fit Me Powder, which is in 120 Classic Ivory, which is quite a light shade, and I've had this for ages, and it's got to the point now where it's just not worth keeping. I feel like when you get to this point, it's just never ending, and you can like never ever actually finish up the whole powder. That's how I found with this one anyway, so I'm just gonna get rid of it now. I've got other powders that I need to use, so I thought, you know, I'm just gonna chuck it. I did like it. I don't think I'll repurchase it. I genuinely feel like it's been at this point for ages, so I feel like I haven't really used it that much recently, so I can't really remember like how much I liked it, but I mean, it was the only powder I had for ages, and it sort of did a decent job. But probably not going to repurchase it. I'll probably try something different. Another powder which I have just kind of had for too long, and I've hit pan on it but I just don't reach for it enough, is the Rimmel Natural Bronzer in Sun Bronze, and it's all faded off. You can barely see what it's called. But again, it's just sort of dried up, and I know that's kind of a weird thing to say about powder, but it just, I don't know, it doesn't really apply evenly and stuff like that. So I probably won't repurchase this one either because I just have too many bronzers, and this wasn't anything special from what I remember. It's kind of orangey. It's okay for sort of bronzing up the face. It doesn't, like, I can't really get colour off it anymore. I feel like it's just too old. Had it for too long, but the shade's okay. I don't know. Like, it's alright, but it's just not my favourite, so yeah, I wouldn't kind of bother repurchasing this one. And then one more powder product is the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder in Silky Beige, which broke ages ago, and finally it just sort of died. So I kind of got rid of most of the powder, and this is just what's left. And I do like the Stay Matte Powder. I probably will repurchase this at some point, but not yet because I don't need a new powder right now. but I do like it. But I'll probably just get the transparent one because that'll just be easier. But this is a really good powder and a very cheap option. Another concealer I used up is the Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer in number 2, and I've had this for ages, so it's kind of all dried up and I thought it was time to get rid of it. But I really love this concealer. I only really use it on blemishes because I don't really like it under my eyes. It's a bit too sort of thick and I don't really need that much coverage under my eyes, so I just prefer this for blemishes. But I really like it for blemishes. It kind of covers up anything, and when you powder on top it just kind of all stays put and does a really good job. And because it's so cheap, it's kind of my go-to. I don't like using anything else. This is just my favourite one for blemishes. Another Rimmel product I'm getting rid of. Rimmel was just sort of my go-to drugstore brand, so it's some of my Rimmel products I've had for ages, and this is just a trio. I don't think they even sell these anymore because I haven't seen them in ages. They just have the quads, I think. This is in Orion, and this was like my only eyeshadow palette for a while. It's like broken and all sorts, but just a really pretty neutral little trio which I got much use out of and I loved it so much. When I first started getting into makeup, this was like the only eyeshadow palette I had, so I created like my first sort of proper smoky eye with these 3 colours, and this little palette has sort of some fond memories, but I thought it was time. There's sort of dips in all the colours and I never use it anymore, but it's a good little palette. I definitely recommend the Rimmel shadows if you're new to makeup and want to just get something budget friendly, and it sort of does the job. I'll sort of miss this. I do like the shades. I also finished up my little mini of the Benefit Stay Flawless primer. Again, I've mentioned this in favourites videos, so if you want to hear more about it then check the description box. But really like this primer. I sort of loved it when I had the sample. I haven't been using it so much in the last like week or so, but it's a really good one for making your makeup stay flawless for longer, and yeah, I really like it. I have the full size now, so I'm sure I'll still be using this. Okay, just a few more bits. I just want to quickly mention this. I actually went through a whole chapstick, which is like insane. You can still see some in there, but it literally like won't screw up anymore, and it just got to the point where it was like impossible to sort of get on my lips. But I sort of always have a chapstick or lip balm in my bag or on me at all times. I just like applying them when I can, and the cherry scent is probably my favourite one. It smells like cherry, but it smells like kind of a fizzy cherry. I don't know if it can smell like fizzy, but I really love the cherry one. It's definitely my favourite, and I'm sure I'll pick another one up at some point. I've got loads of other lip balms I need to go through first, but cherry lip balm chapstick is one of my faves, and I can't believe I went through a whole one. And I've got another one which is strawberry, which I'm almost done with as well, so I'm on a bit of a roll. I am getting rid of another product, which is the Santa's Lip Scrub from Lush, which is sort of a limited edition Christmas lip scrub, and I'm getting rid of it because it's sort of moist inside and it's kind of weird comparing to my bubblegum lip scrub. In my bubblegum lip scrub, the sort of sugar and stuff is a lot more separate, and I just found that the Santa one, I don't know, it's just gone a bit weird. These don't last forever. This is apparently supposed to last until December, but I don't use this one as much because it leaves a sort of red tint on the lips, and I prefer just using my bubblegum one because it means I can put any sort of lipstick on top after, and yeah, there's no tint or anything. So I thought I would just get rid of this. I'm kind of sad I didn't go through very much of it, but I just purchased the bubblegum one and that sort of took over, so it's a bit of a shame. I would definitely recommend the lip scrubs from Lush. And then in here I've got the Nivea Pearly Shine sort of lip balm, which I used to use loads like a couple of years ago, but this one has just got like disgusting. I don't know if you can see it. And I actually have another one which is practically brand new, so I thought I'd just chuck this out. I don't think I'd repurchase this now. It has a bit of a tint to it, sort of a light pink tint, which I used to be into, but not really anymore. I go for like sort of more intense colour payoff these days, but yeah, this was good for my sort of younger days. I say that like I was a lot younger. I was probably like 20, but yeah, used to love this, and I have another one to show for it. Just 3 more bits. I went through a UB moisturising skin cream. This is just a little sample, and this is sort of Japan's answer to the Elizabeth Arden 8-hour cream. And I don't know, I don't have very dry skin, so I find myself never really reaching for this. But I use it on my lips occasionally, and one thing I do like about it is that it sinks into the lips straight away, so you don't have to sort of wait for it to sink in, but it does go in straight away, so I quite like it for that. I'm not going to buy the full size, but This is my second little sample I've gone through. And then I'm also getting rid of this number 7 Stay Precise liquid liner, just black liquid liner. It's just gone a bit gloopy and thought I would get rid of it. I'm probably not going to repurchase it. I don't really like these sorts of applicators, but it was okay for a while. I actually used up quite a lot of it to there. It's not like all of it, but I don't know, went through more of that than I thought I did. And then finally the last thing I've finished up is the Ren Satin Perfection BB Cream, just this small sample again. And when I first used this, I thought that it just literally did nothing to my skin, because there's not really any coverage in it, like it's very, very light coverage. And but one thing it does sort of change the finish of your skin. I did find that it gave a sort of satin finish. So if you're looking for something that's really light coverage, but just sort of evens out the skin tone and sort of texture, then this is one that I actually grew to kind of like, but I think it's quite expensive, and for what it is, it's not really worth it. But I used up that sample and was kind of intrigued by it. I'm sort of into the lighter coverage bases these days, because I've just found that I don't like my skin to look like it has a really heavy foundation base on it, so I quite like to wear something a bit light. So I've been sort of searching for a BB cream or CC cream or something with light coverage to use. I haven't quite found it yet. If you have any recommendations, then pass them on please. I'd love to try some out. But yeah, actually grew to quite like that. Okay, so that's all of my empties. Like I said, that was quite a few bits that I got through there. Probably my biggest empties video ever. So I hope you did enjoy this one. I've been working quite hard on using up products and I think it's paid off. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!